Welcome to Under the Plumb Bob podcast, the podcast about all things related to The Sims. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year!
It's me, it's Jess, and I'm here with...
With Ava. How's it going?
Hey! And we are here to talk about the past. We're going back to Sims 3.
We have gone forward into the future, and like everyone around this time of year, we're nostalgic, I guess.
Yeah.
And unless you're one of those New Year, New Me people, in which case, get out.
Yeah, that's not us.
We're having none of that bullshit in here.
No.
That's not true. I actually started working out and eating healthier. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yay! Go, Ava!
No, it hurts. Don't want to do it anymore.
I thought about doing something like that, and then I got 2 donuts on New Year's Day. I'm like, maybe not. But yeah, we are talking about not just Sims 3, but a particular part of Sims 3 that made our lives so much easier.
That basically made the game playable.
Yeah. If you've played Sims 3, you know how unplayable that is, like, straight out of the box.
Like, don't get me wrong, Sims 3 is, like, still very near and dear to my heart. I spent many an hour playing that game. I love it, but you needed some outside help to get it to function.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you had some problems. But that's where Nraas Industries came in with the Sims 3 mods. Those were absolute lifesavers.
They were, like, pretty much essential parts of your gameplay. Or at least my gameplay, anyway.
Yeah, I think if you like looked up on how to install mods for The Sims 3, like a lot of websites are also like, don't forget to install Nraas mods, like get MasterController, get Overwatch. You need these, trust me.
Especially MasterController and Overwatch. Those are, like,
Yeah.
the 2 big ones.
Oh man, I remember being so frustrated because I kept getting like the dreaded error 12, that save error that like prevented your game from saving. And if you just spent like 7 hours building a gigantic, ginormous mansion, that one hurts.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I think it was Overwatch that I installed and it fixed it. Like, I mean, ever since I installed Overwatch, I never had that error again. So that was a good one.
Oh, yeah. There are several fixes, like, between MasterController and Overwatch that just, like, every issue I had just cleared it right up.
I think was it MasterController or Overwatch? I think it might have been Overwatch as well. That like the game had a tendency to get really bogged down because of story progression. Like the Sims in the background were all doing their own thing, and whenever they had to like in the open world travel a large distance, they would spawn a car. And then when they arrived, that car would go into their inventory. And when they needed to go somewhere else, they would spawn a new car. And sometimes they would put stereos in their inventory, or TVs would be on, and stereos would be on. And every night, like around between 2 or 3 a.m., Overwatch would turn all the TVs off, all the stereos off, and clear out all of their inventories. And it just made the game run so much smoother.
So nice.
So that was essential.
Yes.
But you can basically find all those mods on Nraas Industries, which is a website created by Twallen. The Nraas suite basically maintains all the mods for The Sims 3, including, like we said, MasterController, Overwatch, StoryProgression, among many, many others. There are so many.
There's a huge long list.
Yeah, but those are like the 3 essential ones that you should get if you're like planning on trying The Sims 3. You can install them independently. They can be installed all at once, just one, combination in between. Some of them have optional modules, which require other mods to be installed. It's kind of like the MasterController, like MCCC for Sims 4 is kind of similar, where you have like the main mod and then the modules that kind of like attach to it for specific things. Now, Twallen themselves, they retired from updating the mods on January 5th, 2014. He released the source of his mods for other modders to release an update to, I think, patch 166 and above. And other members have since then, other members of the Nraas community have continued to update Twallen's mods, but It doesn't seem like they've been regularly updated since February 2018, but the community is still very active, so.
Yeah. If you have an issue with any of the mods, just hop on the website. Somebody will help you.
Yeah, people are usually very willing to help. But let's get into some more details. Let's talk about the biggin, Master Controller.
Yes. The big one. So, Master Controller is a mod. It provides a large number of features, including, but not limited to, tasks that would otherwise be impossible to do in your game, or tasks that would take a long time to do the proper way. And a few of these tasks are like instantaneously changing a sim's life state, giving a sim multiple life states, arbitrarily adding lifetime reward points to a sim. And there are other modules that you can add on to Master Controller, like the cheats, and that includes more advanced cheaty aspects of Master Controller. There's an integration module. It replaces the in-game interactions, and you can expand your tattoos. And there's an extra progression module that you can add into that.
We could get into more detail about what these modules do, but honestly, we'll still be here tomorrow, and it's almost 10 p.m., and I am old and
Yeah.
tired. But honestly, play around with them, because like I said, I've sunk in so many hours into Sims 3. I still don't know what half of these mods do. Like, I'm
Yeah.
still figuring shit out. So
I am still finding add-ons.
yeah, exactly. It's just there's so many things you can do. I don't know like how Twalin came up with all of this stuff, but my god, programming god is all I'm
Yes.
saying. That is impressive. So, what is Master Controller exactly? So according to the Nraas site, it says that the mod contains interactions for managing the entire population of your town, which is necessary because towns in The Sims 3 were gigantic and full of people who were in the background doing their own thing. So, unlike other mods, however, in their suite, there is no automated component to the mod. All changes must be performed manually by selecting the appropriate interaction. Like, this ensures that the mod does not interfere with any aspect of the game without your explicit direction. It is also a character from the Disney movie Tron, from which this mod derives its name. I honestly, little tangent here, I play Kingdom Hearts, like the Kingdom Hearts games, very loyally, and Master Controller at some point, I think in Kingdom Hearts 2, Master Controller was a boss fight.
I remember that.
So much rage. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I did just not happy memories. So yeah. But basically, if you know how MCCC works, you can use this mod. It's basically the same thing. The interaction will appear in the object menus as Nraas/Master Controller, and then the interactions will. Some of them will only appear on certain types of objects, or like demographics only appear when you click on the City Hall or the computer menu. For sim-related interactions, there are two distinct methods to use the mod. You can do it either from City Hall or the computer menu, and this approach will allow you to select any sim in town to run the interaction on. You will be prompted to specify a filter to narrow down the number of sims listed, but you can get back to that later. So by clicking on the sim itself, the approach will automatically run the interaction on that sim. Like, certain interactions, though, are only available under certain circumstances. Like, you could set the gender of a baby, but only if the sim is pregnant, which makes sense. That was possible. The settings for the mods are usually listed in Nraas Master Controller settings. Now, I personally used this mod when I was moving in a sim that I wanted my active sim to date, to prevent them from getting into a romantic relationship with anybody else.
I do that all the time with my Sims.
You could click on the ground and then go to Master Controller, and then it would like specify for this household, you could like flag it so that they couldn't have romantic relationships, they couldn't get married, they couldn't die, because I've had that once. Moved in
Oh
a
no.
person for my sim to date, and then I immediately like got the notification that they died.
Oh no.
I was like, how? But that's basically what I did to make sure that they didn't end up dating anyone, because that I learned that the hard way as well. Moved them in, and then when they finally like found each other in the world, I was like, hey, check if singles, like, oh, they're married to this person. Like, excuse me,
No.
what? Who told you could do that?
Not allowed in this
I am
story.
God. I decide who you marry.
I know. I had a sim I was trying to save for the sim that I was playing as, and like he kept getting in a relationship with the same girl. Like I'd cancel that out. Like, nope, you're just friends. Nope, you're just friends. Nope, you're enemies. Like even then they'd still end up dating. So I'm like, you know what?
Oh my God, it was fate.
I'm killing the girl.
Wow, that was like literally destiny going, they're meant to be together. You're gonna Romeo and Juliet the shit out of it. I love
Yep.
it. I love it. Okay.
He's supposed to be with my sim. No.
I mean, that's how you do it, right?
Yeah. That's how you play.
But I mentioned filters. What do you do with filters, Chess?
Okay, so if you're allowed to select multiple filters to narrow the selection of the sims, like when you're messing with, if you want to mess with the whole population, like I want to look up all of the female adults in this town to try to get a girlfriend for my sim. You hit age, then you hit your gender together, and when you hit accept, it'll give you the age group that you want to choose, and then it'll give you like all of the sims listed. So any like combination of like gender, age, situation, you just plug those in, hit accept, and then it'll give you your list of sims for you to mess with.
Yeah, filter will be your best friend, because like I
Yes.
said, Sims 3, huge, lots of sims in their neighborhood. It's not like you can literally count all the families in the neighborhood on one hand,
No.
because there were so many, and they would actively reproduce, and there would
Mm-hmm.
be more. So definitely filter, very handy.
That was always fun. Like if I had like teenagers, I'd like grab all the teenagers and then give them like school uniforms. So like I'd hit them all at the same
Ah,
time.
nice. That is convenient.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think to do that. So you're still finding out
Still learning stuff. Even
new things to do.
you can also change family tree relationships between two sims. If you go to, you got to have the Master Controller Cheats module in there, but you can go to Master Controller /advanced/family. And in that menu, you will find interactions for adding or removing parents, children, and siblings. You cannot explicitly define extended relationships such as grandparent or aunt and uncle. You will need to create a sim between the two. So you need to create like a parent relationship and then make that parent relationship to have a grandparent or something like that. There are multiple interactions here, so you can add parent or remove parent. Same thing for children, add child or remove child. And you can add or remove siblings. So yeah, that's nice if you want to break up your family a little bit permanently.
If you want to like get a teen alone on a lot to do that like Rags to Riches challenge, but with a teen sim,
Mm-hmm.
like you had to put them in with an adult, and then yeah, sure, you could kill them, but this was also an option if you didn't want to be as vengeful as we were. You could just remove the parent-child relationship and then kick them out, fend for themselves. It's fine, or kill them.
Kill them.
Not saying it's easier, but
It's always an option. Yeah.
depends on how you're feeling that day.
Yeah. You can also get rid of all the vampires in your town. So you just go to City Hall and then Master Controller /sim/intermediate/occult. And you can choose whatever criteria you wish. And if you hit none, then you don't get any occult. So it's not just vampires. You can get rid of your fairies. You can get rid of your werewolves.
Yep. And if you just want a mundane town without any supernatural beings, you could do that. It's less fun, but you could do that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, why would you want to do that?
Like, in the defense of the Sims 3 vampires, they didn't come knocking at your door to, like, suck your blood at every given chance. They weren't the Jehovah's Witnesses vampires back in the day. Back in the day. So
No, they just live their lives in
yeah,
town.
just, sometimes they forget to wear sunscreen when they go out in the sun, and you see them, like, walking down the street with, like, smoke coming off of their
Yeah.
head. That was I miss those days.
So much fun.
You also have the option export genealogy. Now, what does export genealogy do? Caitlin, listen up. Export genealogy basically reads the family tree information in your town, and it creates a GEDCOM formatted file that can be loaded into a third-party family tree application. The operation doesn't change the family tree contained in your game, but the file will appear in your Documents EA Sims 3 folder as a script error file. And you just simply rename the extension of the file from XML to GEDCOM or GED, and you open the file using your favorite family tree program. A free web-based GEDCOM reader is available at familyecho.com. So if you're very proud of that 10 generations of Sims in your town, you can put that on familyecho.com and have like a nice overview of your work. I
Yeah.
guess if that's, you know.
I kind of want to do that with my 100 baby challenge in Sims 3.
I mean, you might crash the site, but sure, go for
Yeah.
it.
See how many little branches.
I don't know if you'll end up on a government watch list or something, but sure, sure. Give it a shot.
I'll report back.
You can also change the Sim celebrity level or remove their celebrity status entirely. Now, how do you do that? You will need Master Controller cheats for that, so the cheats module. Once you install it, the setting can be accessed under Nraas MasterController Intermediate Celebrity Level from the Sims menu. You can set it to 0 to remove celebrity status. If you want to remove celebrity status from any number of Sims simultaneously, you can as well. You just click on City Hall and navigate the menu, Nraas MasterController Sim Intermediate Celebrity Level. You filter by the type of Sim you wish to change, or you press Cancel to select all live Sims in town, and then when prompted, you enter 0 and apply to change to all Sims, and then nobody's famous.
Nobody.
And honestly, being famous in Sims 3 was not fun. That was like
No, it
the
was not.
one thing I always I never used. I always unticked it.
I did too.
Did not like, because those fucking paparazzi were a pain in the ass.
I know. And I think I said it in our late night episode that we did, that the paparazzi would see me no matter where I was in my house, even. Like, I'd be on the other side of the house in the hot tub and they're taking pictures of me.
Yeah. Like they'll be at the front door and they'll snap a picture of you in your fenced backyard
Mm-hmm.
in the hot tub. Go like, "Oh, we got a picture." How? Do you have a drone? How do you even? So yeah, that was annoying. And even like if you did, so like if you did like woohoo in public or something, they'd always be gossiping about you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how did you know there was literally no one around? Was there
Yeah.
someone in the dumpster? I don't understand.
Yeah. And then you'd have the shame moodlet for like a week or something like
Yeah.
that.
So annoying. It's like some TMZ bullshit in that
Yeah.
game. But yeah, I never used it.
Mm-mm. I used it in like one game and then I'm like, I'm good with this.
Yeah, I tried in the beginning, then discovered how annoying the paparazzi were and went like, no,
Nope.
this is not for me. I'm a very private person. I don't want anyone to know what I'm doing in my hot tub in the backyard.
Nope. No, thank you. You can reset a Sim's age to the beginning of their current age stage. So if they're getting close to the end of their life and you were like, let's extend this elder stage a little bit, you can do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Another one that you will need Master Controller cheats for, but you go to Master Controller Intermediate Age, and you can set the number of days that has passed since the beginning of their current age stage. So if you want to take it back to the beginning, just put in a 0.
About to hit that midlife crisis. Oh, no, you don't.
Nope.
Back to your 30s.
Yeah.
30s are great, guys. Just keep going through your
Yep.
30s. Everything hurts and I'm dying.
But it's still better than my 20s, I think.
True. There is also a button called Reset Everything in the town menu. Now, what does that do? Basically, what it says on the tin, it resets everything. It is the big red button that you push when everything is about to go nuclear. The command basically rebuilds all Sims, all objects, and lots from the ground up based on the information that the game has on them at the time. It is somewhat intrusive to gameplay and can take more than a few minutes to run depending on how many Sims and objects a world contains. But it is intended to clear recurring error conditions and help solve gameplay issues, and it can help prevent ongoing game save corruption if you run it every few sim weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically a good way to prevent The dreaded error 12.
Yes.
It doesn't start anything over or change anything about where the Sims are in their lives. Like it's not a basically like reset to the beginning of like a blank save. It just rebuilds everything that's already there. It just kind of like shines it a little bit and then goes continue.
Yep. It will send all of your Sims home because I've
Yeah.
had to like reset, not just reset everything, but you can also reset your specific lots and it'll
Yeah.
just like kind of do the same thing there. Just repops your Sims back into it and you're good to go then.
Which is very convenient if you have like big lots with big families, like the
Yes.
mansions with like the full 8 people in there. Very handy.
Hmm.
Now if you want to go nuclear, you can.
Oh, yes.
There is the total annihilation option.
Ha ha. Total annihilation. It does exactly what it sounds like. It is a permanent elimination of a sim and all the data associated with it. It doesn't just kill them, because that would leave a dead sim behind, like in the cemetery or something like that.
We don't want no ghosts.
Nope. It's completely gone, like you never even existed.
It's like the snap, just poof.
Poof. Said even though this method is much better than simply deleting a sim's urn and sending them like clipboard diving in Edit Town, and you will require the use of Error Trap to ensure that all references to the annihilated sim have been purged from your save file, but for the most part, everything pretty much gets destroyed.
Yeah, but get error trap anyway. It's a really good one.
Yes, Error Trap is good. There's 2 total annihilation interactions in Master Controller. There's the town total annihilation. This interaction prompts you to choose a type of sim filter, and if any sim matches that criteria, they're gone. So if you want to get rid of all of the teenage boys in town, they're gone.
Oh no, no teenage boys, whatever shall we do?
Oh no.
Or, you know, if there's like that particular person who kept getting into a relationship with your sim, even though they were with your sim's intended, you can just, you know, poof them out of existence.
Yep. I don't think I went that far, but
I mean, you
I
could.
could have done that. I at least I left her ghost at least.
The option is there. Just a reminder of what you can do if
Yep.
the game disobeys again. But you could totally do that with the Sim Advanced Total Annihilation interaction. Just poof.
Poof. But yeah, doing the filter thing or just doing it sim by sim, they both end the same way. The sim's genealogy is expunged and all relatives are detached. All mini sim and foreign sim relationships are deleted. If the sim is part of a service, they're removed from that system, so you can get rid
So
of your
fucking
nannies,
scary.
your maid,
It's
everything.
just like everything gone out of the household,
Yep.
memories gone, long-term relationships eliminated, pet pool's gone, the career ended, partner link dropped, everything gone, and not even a tombstone to
Nope.
remember them by.
It's just gone.
There's not even a hole left of where the sim used to be. It's just snip and
Yep.
stick it back together. There was nothing there. Even if you are dead and there was an urn, that urn gone.
It's gone. It's like you were never buried in the cemetery to
Nope.
begin with.
God, that's scary.
Yep.
Can you fucking imagine? At least with Thanos, like when half the people were snapped out of existence, the people who were left still remembered them.
Yeah. This is worse.
Just was like, hey, remember Grandpa Danny? Grandpa who? We had Grandpa? Pff, never heard of him.
There never was a Grandpa Danny. I don't know what you're talking about.
Grandma was never married. What are you talking about?
She just got pregnant. I don't know.
Yeah, just immaculate conception. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, do not use this if you want any part of the sim to be retained, like memories or anything like that. If you want to keep them in the family tree, force kill them. Do not total annihilate them.
Yeah, just force kill them. Get rid of the stone if you don't want their ghost to linger around.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, it deletes everything. This person never existed.
Never existed. It's in your memory, but not your Sim's memories.
Like in Back to the Future, when Marty had in Back to the Future 3, when his family started disappearing.
Mm-hmm. Just like that. They're gone.
And you're looking at a picture, and all of a sudden, Grandpa Danny just fades away. Now, can you change to another household without going to the Edit Town menu? Yes, you can, with Master Controller. You can make another household active by clicking anywhere in the household's home and then using Make Active or Make Active Dreamcatcher. You can also directly switch to another sim by clicking on that sim and using the Make Active or Make Active Dreamcatcher interaction. Dreamcatcher appears depending on the global setting, like retain dreams and opportunities, basically. So if it's set to true, the dreams, like the wishes and opportunities for the newly inactive household, are not dropped when you switch them. So if that's something that you want to get back to, definitely keep that.
Yeah. And speaking of bouncing houses, if you want to take a look at what the inside of someone's house looks like, you can do that with the open and close option. The open interaction on the lot menu, it allows you to look at the interior contents a lot, because if you don't do that, usually like you zoom in on a house and it just gives you like the floor. The house just disappears.
Yeah.
But if you open it, it's like going to your Sim's house. You can go upstairs, downstairs, watch what's going on. And it's basically as if your Sim was greeted at the front door.
I always did that with my klepto sims to see if there was anything interesting to steal before I went in.
There you go.
That was fun.
I always do that like before I move my Sims houses. Like, do I want to go to this house? Is this a nicer house than where I'm at
Oh,
now?
yeah, does this look good? Does this look good? How many rooms does this have? What is? Yeah, no, that's definitely also a better way to do it than what I used it for.
both valid options.
Potential new home or Grand Theft Larceny. Yeah, but that's basically what Master Controller does. Next on the list is Overwatch.
Overwatch. This is very, very much an essential one too. It's a mod that attempts to correct known errors that are produced in The Sims 3. It runs in the background and automatically attempts to correct any problems that it finds, such as unroutable sims, corrupted game data, and references to content that no longer exist. And this is where what we talked about earlier. It
Yeah.
performs a nightly cleanup. One thing I did not know, it does it at 5 a.m. in like Bridgeport, but it's 3 a.m. in the other worlds.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, because like 3 a.m. shit's still going on in
Yeah.
Bridgeport. Yeah. People are still stumbling home drunk, stopping by the taco truck on the way to their apartment. Yeah.
Yep. But 5 a.m. most stuff is closed in Bridgeport, so.
Okay, I think everything like forcefully, like all the clubs close at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and then everybody still has to go home.
It does take a while.
Because it usually does that when people were sleeping.
Mm-hmm. When most of the world is asleep, that's when it does it.
Yep. Oh, that reminds me, do you know the movie The Langoliers?
Yes.
It kind of reminds me of that, like when everything is like everyone's asleep, but like the giant balls with teeth float through the world, eating various objects and deleted abandoned vehicles, and they eat the televisions and the stereos and everything, and just nom nom everything away, and then the game runs smoothly again.
Yeah.
It also recovers missing or abandoned Sims. I'm going to assume that this means that someone took out their toddler to the park and left it there and then went home, and then it just like poofs the toddler back into their crate.
I've seen that one come up several times, yes.
I had someone come to my house, put their toddler down, and walk away. This toddler was in the street in front of my house, and I couldn't like do anything with it because it wasn't on my lot, and it just sat there. And then at 3 a.m. it was just like gone.
Gone.
I was like, I don't know where this toddler went. Sure, it'll turn up somewhere.
I hope they went home. Who knows?
But it would also always let you know what it does. You will get a little pop-up notification that basically says, we removed this many vehicles, we turned off this many televisions, this many stereos, we recovered missing Sims, etc., etc. So very, very, very important to get that one, because it just makes everything run smooth like butter.
Yep. Like, it works like the second you download it. It'll just start cleaning up everything for you.
Yeah, you don't really need to configure much about it. Like, you can, but you don't have to. It's designed to work out of the box and start working as soon as it's installed. And it has been praised for its ability to improve game performance. So get it.
Yes.
Now, out of the box, what does that mean? What does it do automatically? When you start the game, basically what it does is like the help investigation for the fortune teller opportunity is properly restricted for that career only. Pet fatigue rates are reloaded from EA tuning if they're missing. The test bar brawl, test fight social checks are replaced with custom versions to correct a genealogy error. there are so many things, like aging disabled on the Grim Reaper deer and raccoon sims. Who knew that Grim could still age? Like, you would think eternal youth would be a perk of the job. Any missing autonomy managers are reinitiated. Any missing preferred venue lists are recreated. It's just there's so much. And like, these are bugs that were in the game that would mess things up, and this mod just went like, yeah, I'll fix it.
Yep.
That's fine. EA didn't fix it. I'll fix it.
Yep. I've got like 3 pages of things that it fixes automatically.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's such a long list. You can look it up on the Sims wiki. There's just like, I'm not gonna go over all of them because there's so many. Like, there's even a fix for broken mounted fish objects.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Yeah, and every 1 sim hour, the mod checks any sim not currently processing an interaction and ends any skill gain progress that was left running. And every 4 sim hours, the mod checks whether any sim in the game has active aging alarms assigned to them and drops them if the sim is not actually old enough to age. So these are they're just like, honestly, look it up. There's like 3 pages of these. So many.
Yeah.
So many. There's also an option called Cleanse the Dead, and that one tickles me. What does it do?
If you just have Sims 3 basic without any mods or anything, it uses a cleanup routine to reduce the number of dead ancestors stored in your save game. And this basically will help do it. It'll clear out like a lot of the dead people. Like, after so many generations, you have a bunch of dead people built up. So yeah, it'll just clear them out for you. It'll locate like all the gravestones stored in your town's mausoleum. It'll filter out Sims who still have live children in the town, and it'll delete everyone else. And the effect is permanent, so don't run if you wish to keep any of your ancestors around.
Yeah, if you want a graveyard with like 50 ghosts in there every night, you do you.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. If you want to keep them all in your garden and have a dead man's party every night, that's fine too.
Yeah, as long as you take them out of the mausoleum, you can save them too. But if they're in the mausoleum and they don't have living children, you can get rid of them.
They're gone. But yeah, that was Overwatch.
Yep.
And like the mod Overwatch, not the game.
Yeah, not the game.
Which leaves us with number 3.
Number 3.
Story progression.
Not necessarily essential, but it does add so much to your game.
Yeah, like the Sims 3 story progression was already pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of players did find that the EA story progression didn't make much progress throughout the town, like very few newborns.
After a couple of generations.
You play for longer generations, yeah, the progression is also notorious for immigrating random Sims at any time whenever the town is considered to be overpopulated. So you could actually lose your friends randomly without warning. You have experience with this.
I do. My very first Sims 3 game, I made my sim and then a sister for my sim, but I kicked my sister out at some point to have a bigger family, and then I went to invite her over one day to hang out, and she was just gone. Yeah. Never got a notification or anything. She was just gone.
Yep. It's just there's too many people in this town, and they just randomly kick some people out, and they are gone. You cannot get them back.
Nope.
So these are the kind of things that you can address with the story progression mod. It comes up with even more options to balance the town's population, enhance the residents, like letting them earn skills, career progress, so on, so on. It doesn't exactly control every single resident in the town to build skills, like pushing them to work out or something, but like rather they're given chances at reasonable time whenever it's possible for them to learn a new skill. Like, are they walking to the store or are they jogging to the store, you know?
Yeah.
Now, what is story progression? Like in Sims 2, the single household was basically the only thing that would progress. You would play in your household, that is like they would age, everyone around them would freeze and stand still, and you would have to hop from household to household to play catch up. Like, it was very, very, like, your parents would be adults, and their kid would go off to college. They would spend all this time in college, go from young adult to adult, come back, their parents would still be the same age. So you'd have to take some time out of your college game to go back to the parents, to, progress with them, to make it feel realistic. Now, in The Sims 3, it basically simulates the entire town full of Sims, all at the same time. Everything everywhere all at once. Just that's one of the reasons why it sometimes had some hiccups.
Yeah.
Now, however, since you can only control one household at the time, something else needs to control the rest of the Sims in town, which is story progression. It basically runs the inactive Sims and pushes them to get jobs, make friends, get married, have children, and get on with their lives without you having to actively tell them to do so.
Which is nice with how many Sims are in a Sims
Yeah.
3 town. I'm not controlling all of those.
Can you imagine having to hop from
Oh my
household to
god.
household in Pleasant View? I would,
Ugh.
I can't do it.
Mm-mm. Total annihilation would come out for a lot of places.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just 5 household. No, 2.
No,
There's 2 now.
2. That's it.
Um, but yeah, so EA had a version of the story progression based on demographic statistics. Like, say your town has this size of a population, like there's 20. Then this many should leave town, this many should die, this many should get married, this many should have children, this many should be vampires, etc. And how does it choose those Sims? At random. A flip of a coin, roll a die. System doesn't care what the Sim wants, doesn't care what you want, only what the town as a whole requires. Now, story progression and raw story progression changed that by adding a Sim level touch to the system. It uses Sims traits to determine their personality and decides what types of actions they should be part of. Whether a couple gets married is based on whether they actually want to, not because the town needs it to be so. Because I've had like unflirty Sims or like get into relationships or, Sims that hate children get children, and it just doesn't make sense. So if a couple is chosen to have a kid, it's because they want to. If they get a job, it's not just to be the coworker for the active family, because that's always what you would do. Like, you would join a job and then you would get like pop-ups saying, oh, this person also got this job, oh, this person also got this job, because you need coworkers. You need
Yeah.
coworkers to advance in your career. You have to establish a relationship with them, etc.
You need a boss, you need coworkers, you need all of that.
Yeah, exactly. So through the system, like it is slower than EA's version, but it, like Nraas said, that they feel it produces a more lifelike and believable progression of the town, which is true. Do keep in mind, if you download Nraas story progression, you will get pop-ups.
Oh, yes.
And you will get a lot of them.
So many
Because whenever
pop-ups.
someone gets married, someone gets a job, someone is late for work, someone gets fired, someone adopts a dog, a cat, someone gets puppies, someone has a baby, someone's looking for a house, someone moved to a house, someone can't find a house, you will get pop-ups. Like, this game will tell you everything you
Yes.
want to know. If you want to micromanage your Sims game, this is the mod for you. If you hate getting 50 pop-ups at a time that you have to close and click, 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 don't get this.
Yeah.
Well, I do get this.
I think you can turn a lot of them off, because I think I turned off there's one of them that I know I turned off because I was tired of getting them. Like skill updates.
Yeah.
I don't care what skills they're learning. I turn those ones off.
Yeah.
But I'm also nosy, so I like the other ones.
Do keep in mind as well, this is a very huge mod. Like, it is huge. It is very big. It is the biggest. So it's basically broken into a series of optional modules, so you can like pick and choose what best suits your playstyle and what you want to achieve.
You got the career one. You can choose your custom commute options, what schools you go to, what graduation and prom systems you can do. There's cops and robbers, and that one comes with different personality types. So you can do like Robin, Cat, Vigilante, Kingpin. Extra module that expands scenarios that were already in story progression, fairies and werewolves. It has Fae, Feral, Pack, and Hound personalities that add in. The Lovers module adds Bike, Casanova, Gigolo, and Tart personalities.
Now, what these personalities do, they basically make the Sims act and like, do things more in train with these personalities. So if you have the fairies and werewolves ones, if you have like the feral werewolves, they'll be like acting more like lone wolves. If you have pack, they'll like be constantly together, etc. obviously Casanova Gigolo tart. It kind of
They will do
yeah.
basically that. Yeah.
There's the meanies one which contains the brat, bully, thug, and harpy personality. So these are Sims that'll be more likely to like pick fights and laugh at your Sims and stuff.
Yeah.
These are like that's what they do. Basically, they will give the Sims around you a more pronounced personality instead of just like cardboard cutouts that are there waiting for your Sims to interact with them.
Yeah. So like even if they don't have like the mean personality trait, if they're a bully or something, they will be mean regardless.
Yeah.
That's just how they are.
There's also the money module. It basically adds expanded money scenarios, like inheritance. Like if your mom dies, she leaves you all her money. Loans, if you want to get into that, don't trust me, it's not fun.
No, don't do it.
Billing for the whole town, purchase of vehicles, sales of excessive inventory. There's a whole bunch.
I think I have that one, and I think I can set parental support through
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. Nice. Alimony.
Yeah.
There's also the population module, which I think I used a lot because it had like expanded population control scenarios like newborn, roommate, service sim genetics, and active adoption, immigration, etc. If you kind of like want to control who comes in and out of your town, which is handy. The relationship one, which I also had because you had like expanded friendships and enemy scenarios, romantic affairs, etc. There's an expanded skills scenario module, and then there's also vampires and slayers, where you
Yeah.
have the Dracul, the Lestat, the Nosferatu, the Helsing, and the Slayer personalities. So that's fun if you want to mess around in Bridgeport.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are basically the most important
Yeah.
Nraas ones. There are so many,
Oh
you
my god,
guys.
yes.
So many. I know for a fact that there was one that I messed around with for a bit that I really liked. That was what was it called? Was it Traveler?
I know there is one called Traveler.
Traveler, yeah. Basically, what you could do with Traveler was you could move to different neighborhoods, but you could also visit new like neighborhoods. Like for instance, you live in Pleasant View. You couldn't go to like say Bridgeport. You couldn't go to any of the other towns that were there, like worlds. You could like travel if you had world adventures. You could travel like Shanks and Lawn, etc., etc. But you couldn't like say go to was it Isla Paradiso for island living?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Isla Paradiso. You couldn't like it was you could live there, but you couldn't say take a vacation there. So say you were living in Pleasant View and you were like, I really want to go to Isla Paradiso. You had to basically save your entire household and then save them to the bin and then start a new game in Isla Paradiso and then move that family in there, but you would be there permanently. Now, Traveler would give you the option to say, oh, we're just gonna go visit Isla Paradiso, spend a week there, and then afterwards
We'll go
go back to
home.
Pleasant View.
Mhm.
That was a good one. I know I used that one a lot. It really put some strain on my game when I did that. So if you do want to use that one, get yourself a beefy computer.
Yes.
But it was super fun. I really like that one. I think it was Traveler.
I think it was Traveler.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like ones that fix your game. There's just ones that add like any book your Sims write, it will be in the bookstore for you to buy. Just random things like that.
Yeah.
There's so many mods.
Yep. So like I'm going to pick a random one here. I have them all here. Shoeless. This mod replaces the privacy interactions on bathroom objects with ones that can be toggled. So you don't get shooed out of the bathroom. Like if you're a couple that's been married for years and years, you don't shoo each other. No, apparently, I don't know this. I've never been in such a long-term relationship, but apparently couples use the bathroom in front of each other. they're comfortable doing that. I don't know why. God knows I wouldn't. I'd be
No.
one of those people who's like, get the fuck out. I need to poop.
I am still very awkward in that situation.
There we go. But you have people who like, my mom and dad are people like that. They will just like, my dad poops with the door open. My mom just walks past. I was like, oh, you're busy. Okay, never mind. I'll come back later. It's like, God,
No. Mm-mm.
can't do it.
No.
Can't do it.
Written word is the one that puts your Sims books into the bookstore.
Oh, that is so cool. So everything you write's basically bookstore.
Yep.
Nice. I like that. You can go to the bookstore and go like, hello, I would like to purchase this book. Oh, who wrote this one? Oh, it's me. You can be that person who holds up the book with their like author portrait next to it. It's like, oh, I would like to purchase this, please. God, you had so many.
Mm-hmm.
So many.
Yep.
Just give it a look, guys.
Yep.
There's some really, really fun ones there.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to force your Sims to go to the grocery store instead of pulling ingredients out of the fridge? There's no fridge shopping.
Yeah, you can do that. That is a thing you can do. There is the Tempest mod, which provides a more detailed approach to controlling weather on a town-by-town basis. So you can basically adjust weather profiles on a daily basis during any particular season, which I really like. You could basically make it a little bit like Sims 4, I think, have like a specific climate for different worlds. Like if this, like, I don't know, Bridgeport has a little more chance of fog during the fall, you can do that. I don't know, I really like it.
Yeah. So you don't have like winter with snow falling in like Sunset Valley or something like that.
Yeah. It's just they have so many things. There's even like there's another person, Anna Sims, who makes mods for the Nraas community as well. She has a mod that makes working out cost money. If you work out on a community lot, it charges you money.
So you can't go to the gym for free.
No, you can't. And gyms are fucking expensive.
They are, yeah.
which is why I use an app and I work out at home.
Mm-hmm.
Still costs money, less than a gym membership.
Yep. That's why I have a basic Planet Fitness, $10 a month. That's all I pay, but still, that's too much.
Yep. But there's so many there's just so many things. Check it out, guys. Nraas, like, we'll put the link in the comment, and not in the comment, in the notes.
Show notes, yeah.
Episode show notes. Check them out. If you do like if you've been on the fence and wanting to give The Sims 3 another shot, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Have a beefy computer, but do it. And definitely get these 3 mods. Get Error Trap, get Overwatch, get Story Progression, get MasterController.
Those will improve your game so much.
Yes, for sure. And that was our episode about Nraas mods. So thank you so much for joining us.
We're so glad you were here to listen today.
Yes, another year of Under the Plum Bob podcast.
Yay!
Another year of having to find shit to talk about.
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing it. I mean, we're still having fun, and as long as we're having fun, we're going to keep doing this.
Yep.
Like, we will find something to talk about.
We will. We haven't completely run out of options yet.
Like, if you want to help us and if you want to give us ideas on what to talk about, you can do that. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter under PlumBobcast. Maybe stick to Instagram. Maybe ditch to Twitter.
We are also on Hive and Mastodon under those same names.
There you go. PlumBobcast on Hive and Mastodon. We are also PlumBob Podcast on Reddit. We are under the PlumBob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. We have a website, plumbobcast.com, where you can fill in the contact form, or you can email us directly at undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. We have merch. It will be in the episode description. You can join our Patreon on patreon.com/plumbobcast. We have the Broke Newbie family, the $1 tier. You can access our private Discord, have a chat with us, and your fellow citizens. We also announce streams there if you want to join us for that. I did a charity stream with Julia and Jennifer for a Swedish charity.
That was a lot of fun.
That was super fun. I think I streamed for, like, what, 8 hours or
8
something?
yeah, something like that. You were a beast
I
that day.
I was so tired. I started streaming at, like, 2:30 in the afternoon, and it was after midnight when I stopped, but we got a lot done.
Mhm.
Um, you can also join the Top Hat Money, the $3 tier. You still get the Discord access, but you also get a monthly bonus episode. And these bonus episodes are super fun because we get to talk about things that aren't necessarily Sims related. Like we have done bonus episodes that were Sims
Yeah.
related, but we've also done we talked about Twilight for some reason. We've done spooky spaghettis. We've done true crime, like our favorite true crime cases, our favorite cryptids, our favorite unsolved cases.
We read Reddit posts in one of them
Oh
recently.
yeah, the "Am I the asshole?"
Yes.
post. That one was super fun. So yeah, come join us for that. Otherwise, basically, if if you don't have the budget to throw money at us because everything is getting super expensive, if you got to pay for that gym membership, we understand.
We
That's not a
understand.
problem.
Yeah.
But if you want to help us any other way, you can by subscribing, give us a rate and a review on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, Google Play, Pandora, etc., wherever you listen to us. And yeah, thank you to our wonderful writing and research team, which in this case was Jess.
It was me.
Our sources in this one was basically what the Sims Wiki and Nraas.
Yep, SimsWiki and the Nraas site itself.
Yep, yep. I mean, which makes sense. It is the mod site. You would get all the info
Yeah.
there. But yeah. And last, but most definitely not least, thank you
Thank
for
you.
listening, for loving the game as much as we do. We're so, so grateful to share this with you and have all your support and have such an amazing community. I don't know, at this point, the was it the Simmies
Oh, yeah.
have finished. We did not win this year, but that's
That's
okay.
okay.
We still got nominated, and that's super, super great for us. We really love being part of this amazing community,
Mhm.
and we are looking forward to spending another year with all of you.
Yeah. And we hope you stick around.
Yes, definitely. And if you want to do anything this year to, improve things, save your game and drink water.
Yes.
And that's it.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.